Welcome to the Elon Musk Signal channel, continuing the age-old feud between billionaire CEO Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. Recently, Blue Origin publicly commented to the FAA requesting the regulatory agency to limit the number of SpaceX's Starship launches, the largest and most powerful rocket ever built, from Launch Complex 39A at Kennedy Space Center in Florida, currently used by the company for Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy rocket. Meanwhile, in May, the FAA proposed SpaceX's plans for high-frequency Starship operations at Kennedy, including infrastructure construction to allow Musk's company to complete up to 44 launches per year. This lawsuit marks the latest crack in the years-long rivalry between Musk and Bezos, who have exchanged taunts and legal maneuvers as they vie for supremacy in the commercial space industry. Both SpaceX and Blue Origin have secured contracts from U.S. government agencies like NASA and the Pentagon and intend to make space tourism a part of their business activity. So what prompts Blue Origin, under Jeff Bezos' leadership, take such actions? What drives them? Join us as we uncover the implications behind these conflicting moves. Recently, Blue Origin filed a new lawsuit with the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, requesting a reassessment of the Environmental Impact Statement, EIS, for SpaceX's Starship rocket, the LC-39A launch site in Florida. Last week, SpaceX and the FAA collaborated on an environmental study report for future plans related to the colossal Starship rocket. This report is currently undergoing a 45-day public comment period. However, Blue Origin is dissatisfied with the outcome and promptly submitted feedback outlining their objections. Their main concern focuses on proposed activities for the Starship, a launch system being developed by SpaceX, including the Starship spacecraft and the massive Super Heavy booster, taller than the Statue of Liberty. As of now, this system has only undergone 4 test flights, with only 2 successful orbital flights. In response to Blue Origin's actions, Musk mocked on his acquired social media platform X in 2022, stating, "Sue Origin." In a subsequent post, the SpaceX chief added, "An obvious response is not truth. It's not nice at all when they, for the 3rd time, try to impede SpaceX progress with regulation." The public comments made by Blue Origin hold no legal weight, but the FAA will consider them to determine any restrictions applicable to Starship operations at Kennedy. SpaceX is seeking a commercial launch vehicle operating license for Starship operations at Launch Complex 39A, which will require preparation of an Environmental Impact Statement, EIS. For example, the EIS describes potential impacts of these activities on the surrounding environment and is necessary for SpaceX to initiate Starship orbital test flight program. SpaceX will self-prepare the assessment under FAA oversight during Starship's initial test flight, ending with the rocket exploding just minutes after leaving the launch pad. The thrust from the launch process caused unexpected damage up to 10 kilometers from the Starbase launch site in Boca Chica, Texas. The force from Starship shattered residential windows, sent burning debris into the sky, prompting an FAA investigation into SpaceX's environmental impact mitigation measures. This led to the rocket being temporarily grounded for several months. Additionally, 5 environmental groups sued the FAA over its handling of the mission. Since the Starship explosion incident, SpaceX has implemented several improvements at Starbase to mitigate the debris fallout zone of rocket fragments. Subsequent test missions have been conducted with less disturbance. However, it appears that Blue Origin intends to leverage this incident to increase pressure on the FAA in their petition. Public comment cited in the lawsuit serves as evidence, emphasizing that, at Starbase, the Starship and Super Heavy test missions are closely monitored for environmental impacts affecting the community and local environment. Not only SpaceX, but Blue Origin also operates at Kennedy Space Center, KSC. The company leases Space Launch Complex 36 and owns several aircraft hangars and a manufacturing area at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, CCSFS. According to Blue Origin, these facilities are close to the area SpaceX intends to use. Quoting from Blue Origin's petition, the company employs over 2,700 full-time staff in Brevard County, Florida, including 449 employees at CCSFS directly affected by local launch activities. Blue Origin has invested over $1 billion to develop Space Launch Complex 36 into the world's first private heavy-lift rocket launch complex. Blue Origin expresses concerns about property and personnel safety in the event of a Starship launch mishap, such as explosion, fire, debris fallout, or significant noise. Additionally, they argue that Starship operations could hinder access to Blue Origin's shared infrastructure, as well as limited airspace and maritime resources. Blue Origin asserts that the massive thrust of Starship and Super Heavy rocket, containing approximately 5,200 tons of liquid methane for propulsion, would require a wide safety zone around the launch area, posing obstacles to the company and government operations at Kennedy Space Center. Blue Origin calls upon the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, to implement several measures to restrain Starship activities. Proposals include limiting the number of Starship launches, establishing and restricting launch times, and investing in infrastructure upgrades to ensure safety and convenience for other launch service providers at Kennedy Space Center and CCSFS. Furthermore, Blue Origin proposes that SpaceX and the government compensate the company or other affected commercial entities due to Starship operations. Additionally, they suggest imposing mandatory penalties on SpaceX if the company violates the Environmental Impact Statement, EIS, or operating license. Given the long-standing tension between Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, it's difficult to definitively ascertain whether Blue Origin's comments stem from genuine concern, a desire to hinder a competitor, or both reasons. Blue Origin is developing New Glenn, a rocket intended to replace the Starship. However, this project has faced continuous delays and has yet to conduct its inaugural flight. New Glenn has attracted some customers, including Amazon's Project Kuiper and NASA, which intends to use the rocket for its first manned mission to Mars by the end of this year. Previously, NASA was at the center of one of the most public disputes between Blue Origin and SpaceX. After selecting SpaceX as the sole provider for the Human Landing System, HLS, for the Artemis mission to the Moon, Bezos sued NASA in 2021, alleging that the agency had promised to award 2 contracts. Although Blue Origin ultimately lost the lawsuit against SpaceX regarding NASA's HLS contract, by 2023, the agency announced Blue Origin as the second HLS provider for the Artemis project. Currently, both companies are collaborating with NASA to develop an enhanced plan for the Mars Sample Return Program, with each receiving contracts valued at $1.5 billion. Competition extends beyond civilian sectors. In the military sector, Blue Origin lost 2 contracts from the Pentagon to SpaceX and the United Launch Alliance, a joint venture between Boeing and Lockheed Martin, in 2022. However, earlier this month, the company secured a separate $5.6 billion agreement with the U.S. Space Force for 30 military launches. These are the noteworthy updates from today's broadcast. Please leave your comments on this episode and stay tuned for more anticipated events in future episodes. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and enable notifications to catch more interesting videos on the Elon Musk Signal channel. Goodbye, and see you again.